Good morning. My name is Lance. I'm the North Dakota Carnivore. Today's Saturday, and that means it's the weekend meeting. We're also doing World Carnivore Month, so that's what January is. A lot of people get curious in ways of healthy again. That stems from, so why not a better time to do a World Carnivore Month than now? It might help people get back into health and be able to, just move on with their lives. Now, what does World Carnivore Month mean? It just means people are having a little more focus on the carnivore diet and looking into the benefits that you can have this type of a lifestyle. And I use the word lifestyle instead of diet because that's really what it is. It's not a diet. I started it as a diet. I started it as an elimination diet for 30 days to see if it could help me with my um, high blood pressure and see if I could help manage it a little bit better. One of the things I discovered really quickly is that my aches and pains that I had for years went away. I was waking up in the morning and I wasn't sore and stiff in the mornings when I woke up, which was amazing. I thought all those aches and pains were normal as you got older, but they were the first things to go away. Shortly after that, I started getting off my blood pressure medication. In 6 weeks of starting a zero carb diet on a carnivore diet as an elimination, within 6 weeks I came off of 5 blood pressure medications. I did this with the help of my doctor. She wasn't happy about the diet, so I wasn't happy that I was coming off medications, but that's my choice. But she did help me to get off them, and I've been medication free since October of 2024, where I used to take 5 blood pressure medications to get my blood pressure close to normal. It still wasn't normal. I had to go on this diet and get rid of it. My blood pressure is normal now. It's actually lower than what they consider to be normal. It's been consistent with that since October of 2024, which to me is an amazing thing. Now, when I started the carnivore diet, I didn't start it as a weight loss. Weight loss to me was not that important. It was my health, my blood pressure, and everything else that was going on. I needed to do something different because I wasn't healthy. I could feel it deep down that something was just not right. So I started doing this as an elimination diet just to see what it would do for me and see if it would help me with blood pressure. And it did tremendous. When I got stopped taking my blood pressure medication after the 6 weeks, I noticed that my allergies were also. I've been taking allergy medications for over 30 years. I had seasonal allergies. My allergies were bad. Every season I had allergies. So it wasn't like just a spring or a fall where I had allergies. I had allergies all year round. And I was taking medicines for it all year round. When I stopped taking my blood pressure medication, the last one, I stopped taking my allergy medicine too, just because that's, what it took together. And I stopped taking it. So I just stopped taking my allergy medicine to see what would happen. And I haven't had any issues since then, which really makes a huge difference in how I feel. Without taking any medications now, and I feel great. One of the biggest things to look at with this way of eating is what it does for you. Don't focus on like weight loss. The weight's going to come off if you're eating this properly. There are a few nuances in it people don't really understand to begin with. The fat content and the protein content that you really should be doing. And the information about the electrolytes, which is really, really important thing to have. Now, one of the things that people have a hard time understanding is the fat content, right? We've been taught for years we should not be eating saturated fats. And even these guidelines, if you read them, they only give you so much saturated fat that you're supposed to be eating. It's like 10% of your calories coming from saturated fat. And that's actually just the opposite of what it should be. You should be getting most of your calories from saturated fat. And there are a few people that are different in the US, but the majority of people should be getting 70 to 80 of your calories from saturated fats. That's where your body generally does the best. There are a few people out there, and they call it, I believe it's toxicity or lipotoxicity, where they need slightly lower saturated fats, like 65, 60%. And then they start doing well. But that's what the vast majority of people need. They need the higher fat content. And once you get that, that's where body starts changing. That's where you start getting rid of the aches and pains. That's where you start getting rid of stuff like blood pressure. That's where your insulin starts coming down in your body. People don't understand insulin either. It's not talked about much. You go to the doctors and they test your blood sugars, right? So you get your blood sugars, your blood glucose numbers, and you get your A1C. Did the doctor ever checked your insulin? No. Why? Because with a fasting insulin number, they tell you whether or not you're headed for disease, and they can cut it off before there's ever a medication needed to help. And where's the profit? It's not that the doctors are doing this on purpose. This is what they're being taught. It's what they are told. A doctor is taught nowadays to recognize a disease and then what medication helps that. And by helping, what they're looking at is what masks the symptoms so the person doesn't realize that they're sick. The medication doesn't help you to get over it. It helps you to stay sick. It helps you to stay on the medication. It helps you to stay on having to go see the doctor and stuff. When you go onto a carnivore diet like this and you start to get healthy, you start losing weight, you start getting your insulin down, your body starts changing, you stop hurting, your blood pressure like returns to normal, your insulin returns to normal, which is a result of blood glucose returning to normal. Diseases go away. And you feel good, and then you don't have to be on the medication. What doctor wants you to be healthy and not supporting them financially? That just doesn't make sense, does it? But that's what this diet is for a person. This diet helps you do that. And that's what World Carnivore Month, they want people to look at channels like this or Dr. Baker, uh, Dr. TV, all those, the good carnivore doctors, so that you can see what happens. People actually do. And it's amazing. I haven't mentioned my weight loss. It's lost weight. When I first started doing this diet, it was 335 pounds in August 25th, or August 24th. I was 335 pounds. I'm 213 pounds this morning. But this is what I looked like on the left. And on the right there, this was about 6 months ago. 220 picture on the right, 335 pounds in the picture on the left. Huge difference. And I didn't starve myself. Now, I will admit, I do fasting. I also fast, do intermittent fasting at times, and then I do extended fasting. Sometimes my intermittent fasting is still 2 meals a day, 12 hours apart. I do OMAD 1 meal a day, so it's 23 hours between meals. And there are times where I will do fasting, or it may be EDF, which is alternate day fasting, which every other day. And when I do that, I use a 36-hour window where I don't eat for 24 hours, go back into the 30, or eat for 12 hours, go back into another 36-hour fast. It's actually good. That makes you feel a lot better. And then I'll do extended fasting where I'll go from 48 to 144 hours so far. That's 2 days to 60. I haven't gone past 60 days. I haven't had the need to. And I have to with fasting on the weekends. It's just something weird for me. I don't have trouble. I get bored. And when I get bored, I want to eat. On weekends, it's the hardest part for me. But I haven't starved myself. I haven't. Fasting is not starving yourself. When you're metabolically healthy, properly, like 1 meal a day, that came about because I was listing my body at the time and I wasn't really hungry for breakfast, so I just waited until dinner to eat. That's what I would do. The first time where I wasn't hungry and dinner didn't sound good at night, I fasted for 36 hours, and eventually to 48. And then I was like, well, let me do some research on fasting. Following Dr. Jason Fong, a great source for fasting information. And I started extended. Right? And I don't starve myself. If I feel off or if I don't feel right, I break my fast. I go back to doing what I do. But this way of eating as an elimination diet is a tremendous benefit for health. It's a tremendous benefit for anybody that wants to regain their health. You want to lose some weight? You can. I've lost 122 pounds on the carnivore diet. And it's just eating fatty red meats, basically. You have to watch out for some stuff like dairy. Dairy has extra fat in it. The whole purpose of dairy is to make what your animals have fat. But most of the time, what I eat is something really simple. I'll show you this picture here. Well, this is just a power. A lot of people see this here. A lot of people eat this. It's just bacon, ground beef, and don't have that, and eggs. You throw some eggs in there, and this is what you get. This is a pop roll. This is one of the healthiest meals that you can get. I probably have 2 tablespoons of butter melted in with that also. It's just delicious. But that's the biggest things that I eat. It's ground beef, bacon, and eggs. And without carbohydrates, you really don't have the issue with the saturated fat because that's actually what your body is craving. That's what your body uses to make all the hormones that your body uses, which is a lot of those out there. So, well, thank you. I appreciate that, Total. Hey, good morning, Jeff. How are you doing today? It's nice to see you here. Good morning, Mike. Jeff says most doctors work for medical facilities that are incentivized to prescribe drugs. Yes, they are. And that's one of the biggest issues is not keep up anymore. They're just drug patients. That's what they look for. How did I lose it? I lost my weight and everything on the weight. Yeah, I was all stomach. My stomach looking like that And I've learned this here that I had so much visceral fat. That's fat or organs, and that is one of the most unhealthy ways to be. That was all visceral fat, and that was choking my organs. I was around my heart, my liver, my spleen, my pancreas, my kidneys. It was all inside my body. I don't. You can't see. My stomach is pretty flat right now. I've lost a ton of weight, and it took a while. I mean, I wasn't doing this to lose weight. I started this here to help get rid of my prescription medications from my heart. My blood pressure was way too high. You know, when I first found that I was issues with my blood pressure was to the 200s over the 100s. Took 5 different blood pressure medications and like 3.5 years to get it almost normal. Crazy. Thanks, Jeff. Getting hungry for your first meal? So make one of these. I love power bowls like this. They are so good. Or bacon and eggs. That was one of the things we're going from the standard American diet, making toast. Well, I eat toast anymore. I don't eat bread. So what do you eat with your over easy eggs? Crispy bacon. Get the bacon into the eggs, and oh my, right there to a whole new level. And you see, okay, I want to point this right backwards on me again. North Dakota Carnivore. I am in North Dakota. I live in Minot, North Dakota, and when we had issues at my work, I got called in the morning at 2 o'clock in the morning. My thermostat or my temperature gauge outside this morning when I was up was registering 25 below zero. It was cold. Oh my goodness. Check this. If you know, you know. Oh, I saw this on my cousin's Facebook this morning, so I had to steal it. I think that was funny as hell. Hey, good morning, Aaron. How are you today? You guys getting ready for your blast of cold air that all of the state is sending your way, and that we're getting Canadian winds? It's cold here. 2 o'clock this morning was 25 below zero. The only good thing right now is, like right now, the good thing is the wind. There is no wind. The current temperature is 17 below zero, and the current wind chill is 7 below zero. There is absolutely no wind here right now. This morning, we did lose power for a little bit. That was probably like 1:30 this morning. We lost power for just a second. I've got smart lights in the house, so power loss, power on, all the lights. Annoying as hell. Now they're also off of the Wi-Fi, so until my router reconnected, I couldn't shut the damn thing off without getting out of bed and shut the lights off. It was cold, so I wasn't moving. It's 1 degree when you woke up. So, is your forecast? I don't know if this was actually your area or if it was going further south. Are you scheduled to get down into the 20 below zero mark here in the next couple of days? Getting any of that snow? Oh. So one of the things that a lot of people do give up when they're on the carnivore diet is coffee. I haven't given up already. I did it for about 9 months. And with a lot of people doing in the word coffee, My mouth doesn't want to work this morning. A lot of people in World Carnivore Month, they'll end up doing what they call a lion diet, which is just meats and red meats, nothing else. And some people give up coffee. I decided not to on this one. So it's just better for me, especially when it's 25 below zero. Hey, good morning, Heather. How are you today? Yeah, it's cold everywhere right now in this Midwest, plain states. It's just brutal. Hey, good morning, Lars. Yeah, negative 13 in Minnesota with a 33 below wind chill. It is get ready for coffee. When I started carnivore, I didn't give up coffee and I didn't give up alcohol. I was eating steak, ground beef, like chicken, eggs, and I was eating a lot of eggs, a lot of bacon. And after I gave up my last my blood pressure medications, and I was still drinking, and I was still on top. I saw a video by Laura Spath where he talked about the different drinks that you do for your body while you're on a carnivore diet. So she talked about the soft drinks, she talked about the fruit juices and the electrolyte drinks, Gatorade and Element and stuff like that, coffee, teas. And when she got to the alcohol, she's the first person that actually made sense to me about drinking. And it wasn't because it's that great. If you want to drink, have a drink. But no, if you're doing this carnivore diet or a ketogenic diet to regain health, what you're doing is you're stopping your liver from doing the function that it's supposed to do until it gets the alcohol out of your system. So if you're trying to regain health while on a carnivore diet and you're drinking, as long as there's alcohol in your system, your liver's not doing its job, and your results are going to slow. And I was like, makes sense to me. So that makes sense to me. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop. I stopped drinking coffee that day, and I stopped drinking alcohol. Mid 60s today, 80s tomorrow. Jeff, send it this way. Keystone Heights, Florida. Yeah, you really need to come up here and send your weather with you. Nice. And Heather, you're cutting out the cream and coffee. Doesn't taste the same. But I've drank coffee with for 2.5 years while doing carnivore. Just trying to see if any benefits to cutting the cream. It depends upon how much you use, Heather. I know some have issues with it, some don't. And a lot of it has to do with how much you use. Now, this morning for my first cup of coffee I actually had uh, MTC oil and butter in it. And I thought that was good. I don't really care. I do have cream here, but that's for my wife's ice cream. But the MTC oil is really good. MTC oil and butter. It really makes me feel a lot. Um, I never really got into the cream being in my coffee. I've always drank it just black, but with butter in it and with MTC oil, I can still drink it. To me, it doesn't really change the taste or flavor. It helps with like ketones and getting into ketosis better, and that's what the MCT oil is. It's the C8, 10 medium chain fatty acids that your liver uses to make keto, and it helps. So I've done it, I think twice. This is my second time or third time I've used the MCT oils. I didn't notice the difference the first two. So I'll continue to do it every once in a while. I don't do it every day. I just don't drink coffee at home, separate. I, when I drink coffee at work, uh, I use a frother to mix. Do that. Um, if what causes insulin response, cream or MCT with the MCT with butter doesn't. At least me, and I can tell that because my ketones rise in the absence of insulin. So your ketones are climbing or at a level that you don't have the uh, response to it. So some heavy creams, depending on what they have in it, may affect you. Uh, most heavy creams don't really have that much of glucose in them. But for MCT oil, no, I don't have issues with that. If it's the C8 and the C10, and the MCT oil I'm using is the Dr. Oz MCT oil. So it is specific for C10 medium chain fatty acids that your body uses. That's what you would know. Yeah. So just making sure that and testing the ketones. Use a keto mojo. I do test my ketones. I have the last 2 days because you see my test strips are there and my keto mojo is in my laptop bag. So, and that's out. I went to test my ketones yesterday. I was like, I knew I forgot to refill it as soon as I pulled it out, and I was like, damn it. But you know, it's one of the things that dealing with a carnivore diet or even any ketogenic diet that you're doing outside of the normal. People find to be odd, to be weird. People are really brainwashed as to what is healthy and what is not. If you're younger, you don't remember the time before the food pyramids or my plate and stuff like that. I remember when the food pyramid came out, when it was taught in elementary school. It was an advertising campaign by the USDA to get people to eat more grains so farmers could make money. It was never backed by science. It was never as a scientific virtue, scientific study or anything. It was just they wanted you to eat more so farmers could sell more wheat. That's all it was. 11 served a day, that's going to increase the amount of wheat and stuff that you need. And people get brainwashed. So, yeah, it really has. I was the same way for years because I got taught this in elementary school when it first came out. When it first came out, our family, we used real butter. We used whole milks. And then this all came out and it changed to everything. Now you can't find real butter in most households because everybody believes that butter is bad for you. And it's actually one of the most healthiest things that you could have. And just eating butter itself helps. If you're having trouble sleeping at night while you're on a ketogenic carnivore zero carb diet, eat some butter. I've been doing that the last few nights just to see what happens, and I've been sleeping much more sound. And I wake up just fine. I don't wake up through the night. Uh, I can't really say my sleep score on my watch has gone up. I haven't really tracked it that much, but I feel like I wake up. And whether the number on my watch for sleep says I'm doing better or not, I feel better, and I'll go off that. Like numbers that day. If you want to be healthy and you want to get your life back, and you're tired of waking up with the aches and pains that people have every day, and one of them I grew up, or as I got older, all these little aches and pains. I just, for me getting old, abusing my body. I've worked in the oil field for 10 years, and I was in the military for 9 years. I abused my body. My body was abused for a long time. I thought those aches and pains were just what happened when you did that. After 2 weeks being a carnivore diet and eating high fat, the carbohydrates, all the and stuff, and my body responded quick to that as far as the pain goes. When you have to wake up in the morning, massage your feet for 3 or 4 minutes before you get down because you are in pain, and then you go from that every morning to wake up and you get right out of bed and get moving. What a difference that makes. Or you wake up in the morning, your shoulders and your neck and your back just don't hurt anymore. You your neck around, get mobility in your neck. You can actually do stuff and look around in the morning, and you wake up and your mind is clear. That's huge. And that's what this type of diet does. That's what the ketogenic diet does. That's what happens when you get ketosis. Maintained ketosis since I started carnivore? Probably not. I haven't tested my ketones where there hasn't been, but like my ketone drug is 0.5 for ketone. It says I'm not in ketosis, but I'm making ketone. And to me, as long as I have ketone that can register keto molecule, to me that's ketosis because I'm making ketones. I'm using ketones as a now. There's also too much blood sugars. What's too much? There's a lot of talk in the low carb diet community about your blood cells living longer. A1C runs off of a 90-day glucose average in your blood. Well, what happens when your blood cells live longer than that 90 days? And that's what some people theorize with the carnivore diet, that your blood cells live longer. So higher A1C. There's also a test that you can use. It's fructosamine or something like that, where they can test that, and it gives you a better number. Uh, your blood cells live longer. So there are other ways to do it, and you don't have to go off of that. I personally would insist on having fasting insulin as well as the A1C and your glucose testing, because your fasting insulin will give you a better marker of your health than your A1C. If your fasting insulin is below 10, that's better. If you're, I believe good doctors are 6 or 8, that's actually where you want to be. You want to be in the single digits, down the low numbers. Most of the reference ranges, as long as it's lower than 25, they consider that to be good. The reference ranges are not optimal health. And that's one of the things one of the issues with looking at a reference range, because that's just the range or the lab that you're going to and what they're looking at, that they're seeing people at. So if you're reference range, that just means you're average like everybody else in that area. But optimal, you want to be in the single digits for fasting insulin. That's where you get the best metabolic health. And the reading I have now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving medical advice. I'm just giving you the experiences that I've had and information here and a half research that I've been doing this diet. Makes a huge difference on how you feel, makes a huge difference on how you look at things. You know, life is a lot different. Your mind is you start questioning a lot of stuff once you start questioning what they teach about our health. How many lies that you know, you've been taught. So, all right. What else is going on out there? Anybody else have anything exciting going on this weekend? We don't have a whole lot going on. My wife has not been feeling the best here recently, so she's getting better. We had hockey last night. We didn't go to it because she wasn't feeling her best, and I wanted to make sure that she is better before we. And then, they, I myself, I'm not actually feeling the greatest, so I'm not sure if I was doing right today. Um, oh, what else is going on? Just another amazing weekend here for frigid cold temperatures. What is it now? So right now, my computer is showing it's warmed up some. It's 13 below zero right now, and the real feel is a negative 15. Today's high is supposed to be a balmy 2 below. That's where it's going to go up to, and it's just going to get cold again. Low is 25 degrees below zero, according to that. Tomorrow's daytime high is 5 below, and then we go back above zero. It's still cold. So, what's new with anybody out there? A lot of this here, what I do on the weekends here is based on our stats. Are you playing pickleball this afternoon? Where you're at is easier to get movement. It is. It's a lot easier to get movement when it's not 25 below zero out. But even at this temperature, well, and they still walk in this weather. Kind of crazy, but they do. A lot of people go to the malls. They walk in the malls. I've got a walking pad, so I can walk that. You know, going to the Y or different gyms and stuff in the wintertime it's a big help for people up here. And getting outside, even in this cold weather, the importance of getting out and getting that sunlight is important because we don't have the time here with the sun out for people to, you know, vitamin D3. And so a lot of people should be supplementing with that. Makes a big difference. Well, hey, Mel, how are you doing today? It's nice to see you here. How's your weekend going? Oh, good. It's just, oh, tired today because Long night last night. I'm gonna have to take a nap today. That's one of the things watching Dr. Kiltz in the morning. He's so funny. Oh, he has some really good advice. People doing whether you're on the carnivore diet or if you're tired, take a nap. It's your body telling you to take it. So it helps. Oh man. But as for me right now, I'm for the reason I am really tired today. It's not enough sleep, sleep last night because I kept getting woke up by work. Trying to plan your daughter's birthday, which is on Wednesday, big trip to Fargo on Thursday. As you're going, uh, well, that's amazing. So close enough. You're probably in western Minnesota then, heading out for a trip to Fargo, huh? My youngest daughter lived in Fargo for a little while before she ended up moving back home. We go up there twice a month to visit her. Fargo is actually it's a nice place, but it's changed a lot in the last probably 10 years. It's really got a lot different. I've, I've always said that Fargo wants to be a little Minneapolis, St. Paul metro. Fargo wants to be. It really does. It looks like that now. That's what they really want to get like is Minnesota, but they're North Dakota's largest state. There's a lot of people that live in that area, and that's great. I just after we moved up to the cities and we moved up here to where I'm at in Minot, it's a huge difference, and it's just so nice to be in a smaller town where so much of the stuff that's happening in the country doesn't happen around here. At least not to the extent that it does there. Oh, it's changed, but your daughter has cancer, so oh, well, I hope she it's cancer sucks. There's no way around it. And you guys go to Fargo for treatments, I take it? Aaron says that he's in a rut, not cheating, but if you feel like you could be doing better. You know what? I've been going through the same thing, Aaron. I haven't been losing weight like I want to, but I'm comparing myself to what I was doing a year. A year ago, I was losing 10 to 15 pounds a month. I was doing, I had a lot of weight at that. So I'm going to have to accept that it's going to happen. Even doing rolling fast like I was this month, I've only lost a couple of pounds this month. And I'm actually over with that because losing a little bit of weight is better than not losing at all for me right now. And I'm not gaining it back, so I'm good with it. One of the other things I've realized I have to do is I have to adjust my eating because I'm 335 pounds anymore, so I can't eat like I did when I was. And when I was losing weight to begin with, I was eating 3,000 calories a day, losing weight when I first started the carnivore. I ate a lot of food and I just shed weight. Part of the thing I think I might need to do is get my walking pad or treadmill just a little bit more because it makes a difference. Just a little bit of exercise. I know the last 3 weeks now. I haven't been ice skating. That makes a difference. Went out there and just even ice skating for an hour gets the body moving. It makes a huge difference in how you feel. Um, One of the great things about being a carnivore is prior to this, last time I went ice skating was pretty heavy still. I couldn't stand on ice skates for more than 5 minutes. My feet were telling me, no, I could skate for an hour or 2 hours. It's just amazing. Uh, his daughter has to go get patients and she's only 9. So you go to a big hospital for, we've had great care. Can't say so much about the hospital food. Yeah, it is terrible food. But they follow the guidelines that are put out. Like right now, there should be changing to allow you to have more saturated fat. 50% of calories come from saturated fat, guidelines, and that's just the opposite where it needs to be. It needs to be 90%. And probably a lot more. But Heather says she's not losing as fast either. Larry is going to start a sardine fast challenge. I've got the sardines. He doesn't. January, I've been doing the line diet, so, and coffee. It's got to have coffee. Uh, yeah, it'd be nice to get Larry to do that sardine challenge. See how he does with it. Actually, a nice kick. Really, I thought it was good in the sardine challenge. The biggest part for me was how satiating it was. Just a couple of cans fills you up. The first day I did overeat them because I didn't have enough calories, but it really does fill you up. It makes it a lot better. And I'd probably just go straight with the olive oil, the extra virgin olive oil ones, and not the mustard. I could have mustard or the hot sauce. I could have hot sauce. Lars, you haven't been ice skating since you were a kid, and it's nothing like getting back out there. And if you were good at all skating to begin with, once you get back out there, it comes right back. I didn't ice skate a whole lot when I was young, but I did roller skate a lot. It translates. You feel you can still feel the same doing that kind of stuff. I actually did pretty good. My grandkids were amazed that I could skate. That was something I used to do all the time. We lived in an area that had a skating rink, so I skated in the summertime. It was only open in the spring, summer. The other fall got too cold to have open because they didn't have any heat there. But that's our summertime. That's what we did. We were roller skating, and that was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Wednesdays when they had a lot of fun. Yeah, Heather said it's amazing to feel. It, it is an amazing diet, and I don't know how many people actually believe it when I say that. I feel better at 59. I'm 59 years old. I feel better at 59 than I did anytime in my 50s, my 40s, and 30s, and probably most of my 20s. I haven't felt this good since I can't remember. I don't know if people believe me or not, but it is so much better right now. I don't have the aches and pains. I don't hurt like I used to. And when I hear people talking about, yeah, get this happening, and oh man, it just hurts. I guess that's what happens when you get old. It doesn't happen. You don't have to hurt if you eat right. That's the biggest thing is people have to eat right. Housework got you sidetracked. Good morning, Rise Biscuit. Nice to see that you're here this morning. So you were in this morning too, right? Church Mopar. That's how here. You can honestly say since starting carnivore, you have tried a lot more. You rebound and walk with a weighted vest. So you just you can do just about anything. I actually just got a weighted vest. I've been using that on every now and then here. Uh, the vest up to 4 pounds. Took about half out. Just did walk around with it the first time with all the weights in it, and I could feel it in my ankle. Uh, Maybe the extra 40 pounds was too much on it, or maybe I did something else, but I just had to a little bit of that just to see. And I haven't had issues with it since. But losing 100, 120 pounds on a so far. Put that weighted vest on, grab two 5-gallon water bottles, and that's what I've lost for. Imagine walking around with all that and how that feels. All my aches and pains and joints just hurt. But the great thing is, when I started eating carnivore, those aches and pains went away before all that weight loss, which is really good. Woke up late, did stuff by sometimes you gotta sleep in. The body lets you know, and no better time than the weekend to sleep in. You're really the able to get to the floor and get back off the floor by yourself. That wasn't possible before. Bigger things, 2026, absolutely. That's one of the things I remember when I was insanity. I started insanity. I was like 290 and doing the stretches before and after the workouts with Shanti. First time I was able to do some of the stretches, actually get my chest down to my leg and not my belly. That was absolutely amazing. I'm really proud of that. And I stopped what I was doing to show my wife, show her that I can. You're able to lose 15 5-pound bags of potatoes in 2025. That's amazing. That's a lot of weight. In 2025, since who is it? Carrie that uses the bowling balls, 10-pound bowling balls. I've lost 10, 12, over 12 bowling balls since I started carnivore. And since my youngest, I've lost 13. Before I started carnivore, I had lost 12 pounds from my heaviest. My heaviest weight was 347 pounds. The heaviest on scale. I was probably bigger at one point. Probably at that point, I was actually bigger. On the left there with a big old belly, looked like I was pregnant, and then my extra chins, Mr. Chin. That cracks me up every time Larry talks about Mr. Chin because I know what he's going through because I did the same. But let me throw this up here. When I on here. This is how cold it is here in North Dakota right now. Oh, I was just scrolling on Facebook this morning before doing this, and my cousin had that posted on his Facebook. That was great. Brian's basically you were 276, 5'10" frame with mini orthopedic disorders amongst a lot of competitions. And I know you've reversed most of that, and you are an absolute inspiration. You ever thought about doing your own channel, Bride's Biscuit, or going on like Dave Mac? Have you been on Dave Mac's before? It's, even if you don't have a channel or you don't do stuff like this here, I think people telling their story and getting out how they've healed, it's just amazing. What's Kingpin doing on the left there? Truly transformational. Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, this getting people out there to tell their stories and channels like Dave Mack who interview, they will anybody that's doing their information out, share it with everybody. It makes such a huge difference because like me talking about it here, I might resonate with somebody. Somebody might try it. A lot of people won't listen to what I have to say or they won't connect with me, but maybe they'll connect with you or with Heather or with yeah, let's get the word out about carnivore. That's one of the things that's why I started doing these live meetings on the weekends because there weren't many people doing them on the weekends when I started. I saw a need for it. It's out of my comfort zone to be doing this kind of stuff, but I did it, you know, just because I needed to. And I saw a need. It'd be great to see this here and to see what happened with you. Love to. You weren't even on social media before last. You're navigating mental health stuff, but you share in streams now. And you do a great job of that. You talk about your healing, you talk about your health. I would absolutely say, hey, give Dave Mack a send him an email, ask to do one. I've done it twice on Dave Mack's channel. Both or less than an hour, do some shorter ones. And he doesn't pressure people on there. He's actually a really great host, and he does a great job making people feel at ease. In real life, you do this on your own. I share my journey with my daughters for now. Yeah, and that's fine. You share your information in the chats and the live streams. That helps people also. I appreciate you coming in here and doing that. It's a video about mental health this morning. I I didn't see that this morning. I'll have to go back and look at. Uh, I actually have my cameras in front of my laptop. So where is your channel? There it is. Ah, so this is Heather, your grandma goat, correct? So you want to see what Heather did, you can go here and you can see this off of her channel. Give her a like, give her a follow, check out her video. You love to support and to help all that you can. You learn so much. You consume info daily in this space. Yeah. And it's amazing what happens when people share in the comments. You learn so much from people. Yep. There she is. So go check out Heather's channel. You get weight loss and energy boost from starting fast, by the way. Your first, yep. You wanted to mention you got me motivated to attempt. Thanks. That starting fast was actually really good. The second thing that stuck out to me is even after I finished the starting fast, for the next couple of days, I felt the difference. I felt way more satiated for a couple of days after that. Bryce says he'll check out Grandma, and he just subbed. Great job. Thank you very much. Hey, with that, it's 11 o'clock. That means Larry's been on for at least 5 minutes now. And I'm going to go visit Larry on Carnivore Quest. Let me see. Where is Carnivore Quest at? Jeff, you just subbed also. Good job. Thank you. It's nice to support everybody else that's on here, and I appreciate it. Let's see. Lives. Anybody know Veggie Tales? We can do silly songs with Larry, or in this case, silly videos comments with Larry. Oh, there. This is where I'm heading to. Jeff, Heather, Rice Biscuit, among others, will be into this also. If you all want to come over there and check it out, please do. Larry's been a great inspiration for a lot of us. Heather says, thanks. Talk to you later. Rice Biscuit says, thanks to you and Larry's. Peace and healing. Absolutely. My heart rush. It's funny because I've been like this for many years, and my wife bought me a Bowman's hairbrush, which is just a piece of wood with no bristles on it. Then I used to tease her all the time, "Where's my hairbrush?" She'd ask for a hairbrush, and I'd bring her out just to be a smart ass. So we'll see you guys over at Larry's. You guys have a great day, great weekend. Stay warm. So you get to play pickleball. I want to enjoy that. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.